It's that time again. You're about to receive your daily dose of audio vomit. We are going to talk about the things that go bump in the night and the things that you might see in the sky. We will even talk about Bigfoot and other stupid bullshit that will make your day fucking awesome. So grab your favorite drink, kick back, and turn up the volume. It's time for the Rick Itzari Show with your host, Rick Itzari.
Well, hello. I'm back again. Here in the new studio, I like to call it the Dungeon Hole or the Bigfoot Cave. I think I'm going to go with the Bigfoot Cave on this. So I'm trying to still get everything situated here and trying to figure it all out. But I'm glad that you're joining me tonight. And I'm glad to be back in here. Sorry I had to take a little hiatus from broadcasting, but it's not because of lack of interest or anything like that. I had a death in the family. We had to take care of. Me and my girlfriend had to take care of that, and in situations of what's going on in the world, we had to do some financial situation, moving and stuff. But it happens. It happens. But I am glad to be here. I am glad to be recording again. I'm glad to be here on the podcast of the Rick Astari Show. And a lot of things has happened since the last time I broadcasted. Lots of news out there, lots of stuff going on. I've been going into a lot of new and old music, trying to just rekindle some old music that I used to totally dig. And I think on the show, we're going to start doing the record of the week. If I can't get it on vinyl, I'll be showing it on CD or promoting as much as I can. I got some stuff lined up. We're going to start doing letters to the show, letters to Rick from listeners that I got in between from the last time I broadcasted. I had Dr. Philip Stevens on last time, and he was talking about vampires, and it was interesting. People listened to it, people were into it. I didn't know all the information that it came with. So vampires, just interesting. It creeps the hell out of me. I still think about it, and I think there's several colonies out. When I lived in Arizona, I think there was a colony out close to Apache Junction, Arizona, maybe farther out into the desert. Um, I think there's a colony or a small group of vampires in here in North Carolina. So, I'm just not, you know, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about what's going to go happen and what's happening with the vampires now. But if there's information about vampires out there, please send me some information. Send me the stories about your encounters with the vampires. I would love to hear it. I would love to. You know, they're so interesting. They're so UFOs. I'm still into UFOs. I'm still into Bigfoot. Definitely into Bigfoot. You see my new background for Bigfoot. I ordered this, and I was like, hell yes, that's awesome. That's awesome. So tonight's Wednesday night. I'm going to do something. I'm going to, I was broadcasting before in a hockey room, in my old man cave hockey room. I still into hockey, and I love the Hurricanes. So tonight I'm putting on the red hat. No, not the political red hat, the Hurricanes red hat, and support my team, the Hurricanes. So let's go ahead and check up on the score right now. I know they're playing, and oh man, it was 0-2. Hurricanes leading now 2-2. Jeez. Hurricanes has got to win tonight, man. They got to win tonight. They got to pull this off, man. They got to win their 3 games to 1. 3 games to 1, man. And it's in the second. They got to pull this off. Or not, they're coming back. They're they're coming back home to North Carolina as losers. And that happens every year, it seems like. But hey, that's hockey. I love hockey. My hat tips to Sebastian Aho. He's already scored, you know, 2 goals. 2 goals, man. One was a wrist shot and the other one's a snap. Can't beat it, man. And that was just in the first period. In the second period, of course, you know, it's Florida. Florida Panthers, man. They suck. I hate the Florida Panthers. But hey, if you're listeners, send me some hockey stuff, man. We'll talk about hockey. Send me some emails. If you want to be on the show, email me at therickstarryshow.com. I think I would love to talk hockey with you right there. See, there you go. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We're still on these. And there it is right there. If you want to be a guest on the show, just email me at therickstarryshow@gmail.com. Yeah, there you go. Right there. So tonight's Wednesday night. Like I said, I wanted to do this segment before. I had to shut down the studio and move and everything like that. This is called Letters to Rick. Basically what it is people, they don't have time to be on the show, but just want to communicate to me to get their email out online and talk about the stuff. I believe I have one from Northern California, one letter from Vermont, I believe it is, and the other one from South Dakota. So let's get this going. Kyle, now I'm horrible at reading letters and just reading. Well, I'm not saying reading altogether. I love to read for the most part. I love to read certain books and certain things. But yeah, I mean, it's just I put it into an AI program and I was like, let's the AI do better for it. And I would love to start using this program a little bit more. It's a great program. Plus, I don't want to stumble and try to put on my glasses and read all this, which I should have them on right now, but I don't. But hey, it's whatever. Also, sometime this week, I think this weekend when I broadcast again this weekend, I'll have a special guest on. His name's Avery Carson. He lives here in North Carolina and in Asheville, in this area of Asheville. He's got some strange stuff as he's encountered. I think he's even encountered black-eyed children when he was younger. Him and his brother or cousin, I'm not sure which one it was, but still, that's still some freaky stuff. And his wife is telling me about, how they've also encountered some ghosts and some strange stuff that's going on. And I've had some time in between this taking breaks and watching TV at some of these ghost stuff. And one that really catches my mind, or just like opens up my mind to some of these videos, is oh geez. It has the Ghost Brothers in it, and it also has Jack Osborne. Um I can't remember it right offhand, but if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. It's really good. It shows videos. People send in, they talk about it, they analyze it, they ask questions. They talk to the people that actually shot it. Fright Club or something like that. Yeah, I think it's Fright Club. And so it came on during the pandemic. Great show. Great show. If you get a chance, watch it, man. It's really good. Um it really sparks my interest for this. So if you're ready to get letters to Rick going. Let's do this. Letters to Rick. This is from Kyle. He's from Northern California. I'm going to go ahead and play this, and we can talk about it, and we figure this out, and just listen to what he has to say. I'm sorry the AI voice is not completely like it's being read as a letter, but I'm drinking RC tonight. I love RC Cola. I also love Mountain Dew too, but RC just touches me in a nice way. In a nice way. But anyway. Oh, a little rough when it's warm. But anyway, this is for Kyle. All right, check it out.
Was around 12 or 13 when the encounters took place. As any kid at that age, I was setting up battles with my G.I. Joes in my room. Earlier that day, I opened up the window to get fresh air. As time went by, I just forgot to close it. There was a furious battle with explosions happening all around as the heroes try to capture the Cobra Commander. Then all of a sudden, I heard a dark grunt from my window. I could not see what it was because of the darkness of the night had fallen quickly. I froze. Then I heard the grunt again with a sneeze. The sneeze produced a type of slime on the window screen. I jumped up quickly and ran into the living room where my dad was watching TV. I tried to explain, but I was stumbling over my words. I blurted out, a loud sneeze in my window. Boogers! Someone is outside my window. My dad did not want to be bothered at the time with something so weird and stupid. My mom heard me talking crazy, so she followed me into my room, and then she saw the mucus on the window screen. She yelled for my dad. Quick, get in here! My dad got up and came into the bedroom and saw the green snot dripping down the window. It was unbelievable how much it was. The other thing was a smell of wet dog, or smell of a crusty hobo was in the air. My parents cleaned the window and told me to close it and lock my window. Years later, I knew what it was. After doing research and time had passed, I pinpointed what happened that night. I do believe it was a Bigfoot looking in and watching me play. Is this freaky? Yes. Did chills run down my body when I read about other encounters? Yes. I believe to this day that it was a Bigfoot. And no one can change my mind. Thank you for reading my email and putting this on your podcast. I know that you just started it up and I hope it goes far. Do you have any merch out yet? Thanks again, Kyle, from Northern California.
Okay, Kyle, I have to say that is pretty freaky, especially as growing up as a kid and that experiencing that. And to answer your question, no, I don't have any merch. I'm too broke right now. But maybe one day, maybe the end of the summer or something like that, get some more support. Maybe we can get some merch in. Maybe we can do some t-shirts or some stickers or signed 8x10s. Oh yeah. Anyway, man, that's freaky. Just thinking of that, you're sitting up there and snot just dripping off your window. Now, I would never go close to the window. I'd just lock it. I'd be like, man, just board that up. Just board it up. Can you picture his mom yelling there? She'd be like, Rogers, quit watching the Yankees and get over here and look at this snot dripping from the window. Yeah, how can you picture that? Yeah, that's just unbelievable. Anyway, I'd be like, go out to the storage room, get some plywood, board this up. He ain't looking out the window ever again. But man, that is freaky. Thank you, Kyle, so much for sending me that email. Next one is from Julie. Excuse me. Next one's from Julie from Vermont, I believe it is. All right, Julie, take it away.
Sorry for the long email. I would love to be on the show, but for now, I just don't have the time. I work a lot, more than I should. With working and going to school, I just don't have the time. My encounter happened to me when I was coming home from work. I am a waitress in a happening busy restaurant where I live. That morning, I took my car to the repair shop to get worked on. Just basic stuff, oil change, rotating the tires, and a few other things. I dropped it off, but it was not done by the time I had to go to work. My mother picked me up and took me back to my apartment to get ready. I tried my best to look good, but knowing I will look like a train wreck by the night was done. Also, I was getting ready because there was a new guy at my work I wanted to impress. It was getting close to the end of my shift. I was talking to one of my coworkers about getting a ride home. The new guy must have heard our conversation. He came up to me and asked if I needed a ride. In my head, I was thinking more than, I said, yes, I do. My car is in the shop. He asked me where I lived. He said, oh, that is close to where I live. As I clocked out, I asked the bartender for a shot to settle my nerves. I shoot it quickly, and we both clocked out for the night. I live on the outskirts of town, very country-like. Just a 2-lane road and the random street light. The conversation was good as we talked about stupid people at work. All of a sudden, he slams on his brakes. I started to freak out. I was like, what the hell? Then we both saw it. It was big like a bear, but this was not a bear. It stood up. It was a creature that had blood on its face from eating roadkill. It really looked like a man, but it was big, very big. It had hair, but not a lot on its face. The eyes were almost black, or they were just covered up with hair. The animal turned and walked into the weeds and into the woods. The guy that I was with quickly drove off. Soon after, we were at my apartment where we called the cops. The cops did not come out, but they took the report over the phone. We talked a bit about what we encountered. Nothing happened with the new guy that night, unfortunately. We just become friends, so in a way, this creature ruined my chances with the new guy that night. I told this story many times. Everyone keeps telling me I saw a Sasquatch. Am I crazy or are they? Whatever it was, it changed my life that night, and that image is burned into my head of this thing, eating roadkill. Julie from Vermont.
Wow. Okay. First of all, I'm going to say, sorry you didn't get the score with the new guy. All right. That's life. It happens. But what really doesn't happen is seeing Bigfoot on the side of the road eating roadkill. Now, I have read encounters about this, and they will. It's a quick and easy meal. Somebody hit a possum, a deer, or something like that. Yeah, I get it. It's quick and easy. But stumbling upon that, just driving up on that, that's nuts. I mean, I wonder if there's any pictures of it, or probably was too scared to even get pictures. Julie, that my heart goes out to you that this is burned into your head, but that's freaky. That's scary. And I wonder what part of Vermont is that. I know they have quite a few encounters in Vermont. So, I mean, if there's any follow-up email or anything like this, Julie, hit me back. Let me know. Did you ever come across the creature again? Did you hear anything back from the police report? Did the cops even go out there to the site? I mean, that's questions right there. I guess when you call in and they take our police report over the phone, I guess they don't really go out to the site unless it's like a human involved or anything like that. But I mean, they may have not. They probably didn't waste their time. Probably thought they were just pulling their legs, but flapping their gums. I don't know. It's interesting. I've never heard anything like that before. It's besides the stories I've read, but actual encounter of telling about it and the details. I mean, geez, it's probably just ripped that roadkill apart. I mean, but hey, it like I said, it's easy. It's an easy meal, especially if it's fresh, if it's freshly hit. All right. The next encounter is from Heather, and I believe that she is from South Dakota. This is not a Bigfoot encounter. This is more of a ghost encounter or a poltergeist or whatever entity that they came across. All right, Heather, here you go.
Hey, Rick. The other day, I took a chance on your podcast because I thought your logo was amazing. I like how your
Thank you.
conversations
Thank
went
you.
with your guest on the show. I decided to write to tell you about a haunting that I experienced. About 8 years ago, I lived in a small apartment complex. I would say there were 6 units in each building. There were 3 buildings. I lived in the second one with my roommate. One night after I got off work, my roommate and I were just watching a movie. I forgot what we were watching, but I do remember it was a comedy. Next thing, we hear a loud blast, and then we heard about 3 loud moans, and the third one was just fading out. Other people in the building stepped out of their apartment to see what was going on. Some thought some kid set off some fireworks. What had really happened, my next door neighbor had committed suicide. The cops came out and then the landlord. As time passed, the apartment was ready to rent again. The apartment was only vacant for a few weeks. One Saturday, my roommate and I came home from shopping and saw a couple moving into the apartment. We stopped and said hello and introduced ourselves. We quickly left the conversation to take our shopping bags into our apartment. 3 days later, I heard the couple talking to the landlord about something happening in their apartment. The conversation was frantic. I really could not make out what they were talking about. 2 more days passed, and the couple was moving out very quickly. They had friends and family packing and moving boxes as fast as they could. My roommate started to freak out. We both talked about the apartment next door is now haunted. A few more days pass, and one evening we hear movement next door. No one was moving in. We also heard scratching on the wall throughout the apartment. Ever so often at night, we would be woken up by hitting on the wall. We got to the point where we had to tell the landlord. She really did not believe us. We invited her to stay to hear the noises from next door. After an hour of chatting, the noises started. Our landlord started to freak out. She got out her key to see if someone was in the unit. Me and my roommate refused to go into the apartment with her. As we stood in the doorway, the cabinet doors started to open and slam. We got the fuck out of the apartment quickly. The landlord got a hold of a few priests to come and bless or clean the empty unit. After a few attempts, the priest finally got the bad spirit to stop. It was very quiet for over a month with no incidents. One afternoon, the sounds of scratching like nails on drywall started. It would last for about 15 seconds each time. We called the landlord again to tell her what is going on. Long story short, she moved us out of the apartment into the next building and shut down our apartment and the one next door. Heather, Sisseton, South Dakota.
Ooh. Yeah. Heather, wow. I don't even, jeez, man. That's freaky. That's even freakier than the Bigfoot encounters. When it comes to that kind of stuff, paranormal, ghosts, I find it very, very interesting. But that shit freaks me the fuck out, man. Oh my God. Yeah, I tip my hat to you. There you go, Heather. I tipped it. The hurricane hat. Man. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be moving. I would have moved as soon as I heard that stuff. I'd be like, look, there's a bridge down by the river. I can go hang out by until you get this shit cleared up and whatnot. But hey, luckily the landlord was there to work with them. Didn't want to, put them in harm. Moved them out. Assess the situation. That's what a landlord actually does. They'd be like, well, you better still pay the rent, but it's that stuff is freaky, man. If you've ever had an encounter with entity, demon, poltergeist, anything, UFO, alien, Bigfoot, chupacabra, I know I said that wrong, but or anything, a Yeti, got Bigfoot pictures, footprints, submit them to the Rick Astari Show at gmail.com, or post it on the Facebook page or whatnot. Here, I post that up again. There, you can see at the Rick Astari Show right there. You can see it. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, crap, man. I got to quit hitting the desk, man. It's shaking the camera and everything. But if you like to be on the show, just send me an email at the Rick Astari Show. Send me your picture. Send me your story. we'll get you on air, and maybe a video call or a phone call or anything like that. But it's, I want to start doing this more and more. Uh, Letters to Rick. I think that'll be something that we'll start encountering or want to encounter more. Because I like hearing from people. I can't always get guests, but hey, I'm just now starting out. Um, so I hopefully get that. See, it's getting close to the end, but I want to let's get an update on the hockey game, man, real quick. I know I'm probably going to regret looking at this. Jeez, Panthers scored again, 3-2. God, can't believe this. I mean, seriously, 3-2. I mean, they're only down by one goal. They can make a goal and then go into overtime, but it's only in the second period. They got a minute 25 left. Let's see what happens. I don't call it off just yet. The Canes can come back and just win, and then they'll have some time off for a few days and then come back and play again. Man, 3-2. But anyway, hey, that's life. That's hockey. See anything like that. Like I said, maybe this weekend I'm going to have Avery Carson on. He, like I said, he said he has some encounters with some crazy stuff, especially work, some of the work that he's done. And he's encounters. I mean, he's got several stories, man. This guy is like the luck of the draw. I mean, he came across a couple things, and it just started freaking me out. And I was like, even his wife has told stories about, what's there has happened at the house and on the property that he lives on here in Asheville. And it's it's gonna be it'll be a good show. Once you get more people in. All right, so record of the week. Going to show you this. Boom. Talking Heads. I just got this record in yesterday, actually. It's the title of the record is True Stories. True Stories, right here. It's a limited edition vinyl. I believe they only put out a few. I'm not sure how many, though. I have to check that out. The actual vinyl itself is here it is right here, the Talking Heads, and right there. The actual vinyl itself is red. That's pretty cool right there. Man, it's got some great songs on it. I know it's got wild life on it. I know that's one of the songs on there. I can't remember them all right offhand. Man, it's just when I listened to it today, it just brought back some old memories of listening to the songs. Man, it's all together. It's just a great album, I think. And I put it on the turntable. It was just, I don't know, man. Maybe I should have been a little bit more prepared to find of what I should say about this. When I think about it, Talking Heads, great album. True Stories. If you get a chance to get it on vinyl, get it. I would play some of it, but no copyright stuff. I don't have a copyright license for it. Maybe I will one day. I don't know. Maybe. But get into vinyl. Vinyl and get into music. Some of that's a great escape, just like it is with cryptics and ghost and UFOs and everything else here. Man, I know it's some crazy times in the world right now, but keep your mind straight, keep your head on a swivel, and just be yourself, stay true to yourself, and Keep looking up to the skies. This is Rick Istari. Rick Istari, yeah. And thank you so much for tuning in and listening to us. Like I said, this weekend, we'll have our guest Avery Carson on. And hopefully he can give us some good stories and send a chill up your spine about some of his encounters. Keep sending in your emails. Keep messaging me on Facebook and also on Instagram. Keep checking out the pages. And hopefully we'll grow this a little bit more and more each week. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. And as time goes by, we'll have more segments on here and we'll fill in the time and we'll talk about some other stuff and have some guests on. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. I really appreciate it so very much. Bye, guys.
You have been listening to The Rick Itzari Show. Tune in again for more crazy stuff that will make you wonder, what the hell did I just listen to? If you would like to follow The Rick Itzari Show on social media, search for the show on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. If you would like to be on the show to tell about an encounter you may have had, you should email Rick at therickitsarishow@gmail.com. And remember, the difference between you and me is just a couple of drinks, a tinfoil hat, and one crazy night in Asheville.